This is the third video in how to do the take-home test. I'm going to do question 3 from test 3, but it really also applies to the majority of test 4. So questions 1 through 3 on test 4 does this same format. Okay, so previously I showed you how to open up the take-home test, cut and paste a problem, all that good stuff, right? So I'm going to skip that. Here I've I've copied problem number 3. I just want to show you when I paste, the bullet point's gonna be messed up and not to worry about it. See how that says 1? This is really number 3. Okay, again, the most important thing is read and follow the hints. Read this, okay, it helps. Right now I'm gonna pretend that we're gonna test the mean age. That's the easiest thing to do for both number 1 and this problem, number 3 on test 3. And then you could also use it for test 4. Okay, so I'm asking you, tell me what you're attempting or trying to prove. I tell you hint, you test the theory of what's in the HO, and you try to prove what's in the H1. And then here I tell you to go copy and paste from one of my examples in the lecture and modify it to fit, and then type it here. Okay, so here, this is lecture 17, which corresponds to number 3. This might change as I change lectures over time, but this is the first example I'm using when the sample size or n is less than 30 and we have to use the t-table. Here I use the example of this big boss in a county agency. You're not a big boss, okay, but, so we'll get rid of that part. This is why cutting and pasting from PDFs is hard. I tell you not to use them. Okay, so we would paste that answer. Now we're going to modify it. Okay, you're not a big bass. You're a I. I will test the theory that it's not the mean number of complaints per month. It's the mean age of the population. Is equal to 30. Period. That's good enough, okay? You don't have to do both. If you do both, I actually prefer to try to prove what's in HO. I prefer that, makes more sense to me. You don't have to do both, but if you do, they both have to be correct, okay? This would just say the mean, if you did the second one, what's in the HO, you'd say, try to prove the mean age of the population is not equal to 30, okay? Next question, I asked for your 7 steps, okay? Go ahead and paste them because look and behold, here's the 7 steps. Okay, I'm not going to paste all these because, as you know, a PDF file will paste real weird. I just want to say real quickly, for step 6, I show you the math always, but I ask you on the cover sheet not to do the math. I say just report the TR. Remember, here's your TR. Okay. Here we reject the null. Okay, I'm going to paste that into step 7. Remember, you can do this in 2 places if you like. Really, only one is necessary. I just put this in here because a lot of people don't do it in step 7. So if you do it in step 7, you don't also have to do it here. Okay, remember we had mean age, and it was 30, right? And we're pretending we reject the null. So reject the null. Conclude that the mean age of the population is not equal to 30. Okay. If you fail to reject the null, I give you examples of when you fail to reject the null above. I'm trying to find it. Anyway, it's in, right here. Okay. So when you fail to reject, you have to use this funky language right here. Okay, lastly on the test, okay, I ask you for your assumptions and violations. You need to read all this. Do everything it says. Okay, it says all of you are going to violate something and may do is assume something based on your sample size. Okay, it says you got to look at the top of the lecture. So let's do that. Lo and behold, here they are. I say don't cut and paste them. So the first assumption, the variable is appropriate for the mean interval ratio. We use age. Then I say you don't have to ever violate or assume it. You're going to have this, so you don't need to say anything. I say all students will violate something. All students, you'll say I violate random sample. Okay? And then secondly, if your sample size is small, and remember we were pretending we were doing a t-table example, which would mean n is less than 30, you need to make an assumption about your test variable. If it's greater than 30, you don't need to make this assumption, meaning your sample size. So look, here's the answer, even if it doesn't want to paste for me. Okay. So remember, I said everybody will violate random sample. And then we did mean age, right? So I assume age is normally distributed in the population. Notice I didn't say mean age. Okay? It's not mean age. It's just that the age is. Okay? Look, you would believe how many people ignore this. For one part of this answer, if you say your test variable is normally distributed in the population, you'll receive 0 points. So that's why I want to see that you know what your variable is. Okay, so you need to say, I assume whatever your variable is, and then normally distributed. Again, read the hints. Do what they say. Not only will you be done with the test quicker, you'll have less stress, and you will perform better. I promise you. Okay, bye-bye.